Recovery is a process of decisions podcast. This podcast is a weekly revealing of the recovery journey of peer support specialist Trent Thomas. Join him on his internal research-driven dive into what to and what not to do in sustaining recovery. His weekly episodes demonstrate that you are not alone, and what we can't do alone, we can do together. This life is hills and valleys, but we were built for struggle. These weekly episodes are a journey into his life lessons as he fulfills his daily mandate to help someone other than himself. Welcome to Recovery is a Process of Decisions podcast. Welcome to the Recovery is a Process of Decisions podcast. This is Trent Thomas, your peer support recovery specialist. This week's episode is entitled Recovery Demands We Figure It Out for Ourselves. In life, we may never have the answer, but with God, anything is possible. I have never been a professional at anything. When I first began, I have always had to figure it out as I did the task. I have always made mistakes in my journey, but the journey has always been worth more than the completed project because now I can market, patent, and teach the process I just traveled. Recovery is one transition after another. Transitions are difficult. They are filled with misalignment, mistakes, miscalculations, missed budgets, criticism, jealousy, hatred, being laughed at. There can be no success until you bring it into fruition. Success is arrived at with a series of transitions. Transitioning into greatness is the goal of recovery. Greatness does not come out of thin air. We cannot live by reading only the maps written for us. In recovery, we must not be afraid to go where no man can go or has gone. Your recovery is a road never before traversed by you. Recovery requires courage. Courage is a mandate of recovery. Courage is manifested by faith in God. The courage to dream that which has never been seen or done before requires faith. Faith in a power greater than us all. For me, I call this power God, an unseen God. Faith requires belief, a firm belief in a God that not only created us, but sustains us. Our very next breath is by His permission. The cells in our body rely on God's power and instructions to perform their duties as cells. Heart cells, bone cells, brain cells, all execute their purpose without their own source of intelligence. Yet day after day, they continue the purpose, all with precision from an unseen force, a force I call God. God sustains us and permits us our very life to continue with the instructions He provides for our very cells to form us. With God, recovery defines who you are and identifies where you're at in life. Within recovery, no one could say you are behind in your stage of life because no one knows what your true destiny is. Recovery restates your new pattern for life. A wise man once said, the pattern can be perfect, but there may be a deficiency in the material. Time is ruled by God. God knows what we know not. We exist by God's will, His plan, not ours. Recovery acknowledges that you are a sum total of your entire life. You must include all that you have learned and accomplished in your new future visions. We must build upon the seasons of life. There are steps to recovery, each step leading to the next. Just like the seasons, winter, spring, summer, and fall, life presents us seasons structured by our age. In the decades of our life, we enter these decades just like seasons. We must appreciate each season for what it presents. Appreciation means enjoying the present path we are on, finding happiness and contentment in what God has given us. Being satisfied begins with gratitude. A grateful mindset rejoices in the simple things of life. The remediated assess that God grants us is more than enough to surmount the current struggles we are presenting. God will never put more on us than we can bear. His power is supernatural. He needs nothing from the natural world to bring his will to fruition. God can make a way from no way. His purpose will always be completed, just as he willed it. From God, we simply must do our part. This requires we participate and figure it out for ourselves. This is Trent Thomas, and I would like to thank you for listening to another episode of Recovery is a Process of Decisions podcast. You can now subscribe to this podcast and receive rich, deep episodes for subscribers only, as well as a private personal email account to communicate directly with me for comments and show suggestions. Also would like to invite everyone to check out my new ebook publication entitled Recovery, The 7 Steps to Sustained Recovery, available at Amazon.com. Written for those in recovery seeking a formula to sustain recovery. As always, your inspiring comments can be left at transnetrecover.com/podcast. Please feel free to follow me on Facebook and Instagram, #TransnetRecover. Thank you, and have a blessed day.